this. Okay, now I think I'm set. Oh my gosh. This morning today between Facebook itself and my camera, it's making me crazy. It wasn't cooperating. Oh, so I apologize for being late. But anyway, here we are. This is Sonia with Stamping Around the Dining Room Table. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would be happy to be yours. You go to my webpage, stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net, to find out more about me, about our products. You can see our products. You can place an order. You could sign up to do a workshop or join my team. Any questions, anything I can help you with, please reach out to me. Okay, so let me zoom back out. This week, I've been doing the Playing in the Rain bundle, and it includes stamps and dies. Okay, this also coordinates with this month's Paper Pumpkin, which did come. So next week, I will be focusing on that and maybe bringing in a few things from this, maybe not, maybe from a few other things. We'll see how the week goes. So on Tuesday, I introduced this set, and these are the cards I made. And that is here on Facebook. I also then, after Facebook, my Facebook Live is done at some point later, I do put it on my YouTube page. So if you can't find something here, because sometimes it's a little difficult with Facebook and sometimes it's not, you can always go to my YouTube, which is Sonia Ranger. On Wednesdays, this week ended up being Thursday because I had some family things going on, family things going on Wednesday. But usually I try to aim to have it live Wednesday night at 7:30. Okay, so on the one I did just for YouTube this week, I did these, just something a little bit more fun. Because these I had die cut. Actually, I didn't die cut the individual animals here, but I, do some die cuts here. I did use the die cut picture this, and these guys are all die cut out, and just thought that would be kind of fun. And then I did these where I stamped them. And I decided not to die cut those out, but just to stamp them so you could just see them stamped. Okay. All right. So today and I meant to write the measurements down and I did not. So I do have them somewhere. My fun fold I saw online from one that Lisa Curcio did. It's this. She called it the Tented Easel Card. Okay, and you see, I don't know if you can see there, but the measurements. Now I did find I changed things a little bit. And I meant to write these out, but then time got away from me. So maybe I can write it for you so that it'll be, because she put down with the specific colors she used. And obviously the colors I have are different. But for the card base, itself is 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. Okay, and then scored at, now, she said she recommended scoring at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. However, I had a little trouble with that. And I'll show you in a moment. It was hard for it to stand up properly. So make sure I've got this correct here before I wrote it down. So what I did was with my set, I did 2 cards, so I'll show you so you can see the difference. So for this one, I did it just a 1/16 smaller, 4 3/16, but this stayed at 8.5. Okay, and then the DSP for the front is 4 by 4 if you do it her measurements. Otherwise, for me, I made it 3 15/16 by 4. All right, and then so that's a card base. Inside, this stays the same really, is a basic white, and that was 4 by 4. I didn't put my inch marks here. And then the bottom, oh, she did a Balmy. Oh, I know. Oh, I looked at the wrong thing. And DSP, and this is really on the bottom of the inside, it was 2 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and that's the same. The stopper, she has some specific things for how she did it. The stopper, I think that always depends on what you want. All right. And I'll show you that. I'll come back to that in a moment. And this is a Tented Easel Card. And my original was from Lisa, and I hope I'm spelling her name correctly, Curcio. Okay. So let me show you. The first card I made, oh wait, let me just stop for a moment so that you can, maybe, it's not letting me zoom in, so that you can take a minute. Do I have everything where you can see it? Let me look. So you can, if you want to just wait a second or two, and you can do you can pause it even, or you can do, anyway, you can do like a screenshot. Okay, so that's the main, that's the main part. Okay, so here's the first one I made that was 4 1/4. I did it right at the 4 1/4. Now, so when it can go, so here's how it would go in the envelope, okay? And then when you open it, then here's where you can put your inside sentiment. You could also put a sentiment down here. And this, I decided to do the flowers. But this, I really had a hard time getting this. See, it's to stand, although now I played with it enough. And I had to keep burnishing and burnishing to get it to stand up the way I liked. So this one, I tried it and I played around a little bit. It's a little shorter, so the back's a little taller. Okay, so let me see it this way first. Okay, so this is it. Again, I didn't put anything on the inside yet. And then when it's open, just to show you, it would look like this. Okay, one of the things, it's just a little bit, so the front's a little shorter, the back's a little longer. So see if I can kind of show you here, put them back to back. It's not a big, but see, that one really has a hard time catching. Now that it's on its side, this one's having, but there, to kind of show you, it's not even a big difference. It's just a little bit. I don't know if that truly shows it well or not. Okay. So I would say, if you're, if you're going to try this, just play around with it and see what works better for you. And I'm going to show you one. I'm going to make it with the 4 3/16. So I'll show you an easy way to figure that out. The 16ths can be difficult. Okay. But I actually liked how these turned out overall. You can see I did use the die cuts from the DSP for these two guys. Okay, and then these are the little flowers that the Loose Daisy Embellishments. See, they're pretty small. And it's hard to explain. I don't know if they're really plastic, if they're paper. It's hard to tell. You can't really tell. Okay, and then this one, what I did was I stamped and I colored the flowers and cut them. And then I realized after I die cut it that I kind of wanted the background green. So I did a little bit of green with my blending brush just to make it, it looked too stark having just the white. But I added a few of those flowers there. I put a few of those little flowers at his feet. What? I can't do anything about that, but thanks. My sister's trying to help me get my picture better. Okay. Anyway, so all right, so now I lost my train of thought, but that's okay. These I did the umbrellas. Now the one thing I discovered was if I ended up doing, I don't know whether you can see, they're like, I put too thick of the dimensionals, because when I just did one, neither one seemed to catch as well as I wanted. So I put a second one in. So that might be something you want to play with. Okay, see this one, I really have a hard time getting this one to catch there. So it's sitting there. Anyway, all right, so let me show, let's get down to brass tacks here, as this old saying was, and try and show you. So you're going to start with, it's really half a sheet. See, and this is, so it's 8.5 by 11, and you need 4 1/4 by 11. So you cut it 4 1/4, and you can get 2 of these card bases then from this if you do that. I have a little piece of paper right in here. What's it doing in there? Of course, there. Now, so then if you do it the way that she recommended, this you would, I'm going to open this arm because we're going to need, the second one's at 8.5. So she said 4 1/4, but as I said, that one for me I had a little hard time getting it really to stand up properly. So here's the 4 1/4. Let me get this. Here's, okay, 4, this is 4 1/4. Now when you look, each of these marks, 16, 8, the 16th, an 8th, another 16th, a quarter, okay? So so this would be 1/16, an 8th is 2/16, and 3/16, then 4/16 is either 2/8 or 1/4, okay? So I want this just 1/16 smaller. So sometimes the easiest way, rather than worrying about it, is you put up 4 1/4 and just back it off to the next, just the one before it. Okay. So, and then you're going to score there. And then no matter which you do, this one is at 8.5. Okay. So now I'm going to make sure those head straight. I'm going to burnish. And I like burnishing both sides, and I may have to do this again later. And now this side. All right, so this will, when it opens, that'll stand up like this. Okay, and so even that, sometime I may need to redo this side a little bit. I just had this thought. I'm just going to see if this seems to help it anymore. It is a little better. So you might want to use your mat here. There, that's better. All right, so for the front, I did this, so yeah. This is gonna, so what I did was, if you're doing it the way she did, you're gonna have, it'll be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you would do, this would be a 4 by 4 to give you the little bit of the edge, the border. Because mine is 4 1/4 this way by 4 3/16 this way, I did this at 3 15/16 by 4 inches, and I did cut it already, but I'll just show you. Let's see, so there's the 4, and then this one again, I put it up to the 4 and then backed it off there, and that's where I cut it. Okay, so sometimes that might be the easiest way to do that and not worry about counting the 16ths. All right, so all right, so then this goes right on the front, and I'm just going to use a tape runner that I have here, but you can use whatever you like. If you want glue, you can use glue. Some of these I use glue on, some I did a tape runner. And if you need a tape runner, Stampin' Up does have one called Stampin' Seal. You know, so I will have the information. Well, so if you know, that is something you could get. All right, see, now that's sitting much better than it did originally for me. And I'm not going to, because I'm going to wait until I know who I'm giving this to. I'm just going to put one little thing right now to get this. But, you know, I could even like stamp some flowers or something. I'm just going to wait right now. You know, but you could stamp, or you could put even one of these little cutouts there, you know, whatever you want. Okay, but I want to focus on the rest of this. So for down here, oh, I had it. Where did I put it? Did I drop it, or did I, when I was getting ready, did I move it out of the way? Let me just look here. I had the piece for that, and right now it's not here. All right, 1 second. You know, I was trying so hard to be so organized today. It's just one of those days. It feels like nothing is going the way it should. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. I'm so glad. Yes, now that I remember when I stacked all these up, it was not here. All right, one more. Let me just see if they're here. Ah, here it is. Ta-da! This is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 this way by 4 inches, and I don't know where I'll just show you here. So see, that's 4, and that's 2 1/4. That's the same no matter what you do, you know, like no matter which one you do. Now, and this, I guess, doesn't really matter. I just realized this probably, well, maybe not. And just, there, just like that. Not that it matters a lot, but I try to kind of line it up. And again, I'm going to just quickly, to save some time since I've been kind of fumbling around here. And then that's so that you have the border like that. Okay. So first I decided I'm going to do my top first. And I did cut this little guy out. Doesn't he look happy there? But I just felt like he got lost kind of on there. So I thought, well, let me just do a circle. I could have done white, but then I thought, well, the white would blend in too much. So I just thought, let me just do this. I'm going to do it just like this. He's having a good time there. All right, so I'm going to put him flat on here too. Him flat, kind of. And then I could have had a little bigger circle, but I thought I liked this one. Here, wait, maybe I do want him a little more down, just a little more. Maybe his foot can be off a little too. There, maybe more like that. I wanted to tip him a little, like he's, you know, jolly, walking along. And then I was thinking I could even just put some of these little circles like that, or you could cut it out more like this, trim it down more like that. Do I want that there? I might save these for the... So what else if I don't put... Anyway, maybe I will just leave him just like that because he's so happy. And then, oh, right here. And I think on this one, I'm going to do the Oh Happy Day. Actually, I might do it down here because it's closer to me and I can see it a little bit. Hopefully you can see this okay. Oh, shoot. Try it again. And I think I'm going to do this. Just to make it also look a little jaunty. Seeing as he's such a happy little guy there. But if you don't want to do this, you can just, it could be, basically you could just make it, you know, rectangle, or you could use one of your punches. I'm going to do that like that. And on this one, I think I'm going to pop the Oh Happy Day up just to make it a little more fun. Like that. Let's see some of these flowers. I'm going to just show you, because they are so small, what I've been doing is putting like a little, just little dots where I think I might want it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, I better cover this up before I have it all over myself. Oh, this is what I need. What did I want? I wanted this. So this is what I'm going to put a few on here to make it a little easier. So then I pick up and I just, since the dots are there, it just makes it easy. Oop, maybe. Put the flowers where I want them. Oop, that one moved after I set it down. There. There we go, like that. Okay. And if you wanted, you could probably put a few more. Let me just set them down to see how it would look if I put a few out here. It might work, but kind of the white especially blends in. So, and I don't want just all the yellow ones out there. So there's that part. Now, what do I want to do down here? So you're going to want, it's going to be, you want it to be, at least, it depends. If you want, like I just put little, you know, things. You could do, that's what I want. You could do stamp a sentiment. Let me just see. So I was thinking, you can even do like a happy birthday. And I had white. Where did I do the white? Well, that's not going to be big enough, is it? Maybe. Let me see. It may just. Let me see if that's going to just fit. If not, I got more here. Let's see if this will work rather than trying to. Yeah, that's not. It works. There. So happy birthday. And now let me just see here. So I can measure this and then I'll be a little easier for the, yeah, about 2.5 looks right. Hopefully anyway. So that's pretty, oh, there's a little bit more on the end there, but that's all right. 2.5. So this is going to be, and it's by, how big is it? It's 1/2 inch. about 1/2 inch. So if I do this 2.5 this way, yeah, it's 2 1/4. So 2.5 this way. Whoop, that's 2. Do it at 2.5 this way. And make sure. No, that was 2.5. 2 3/4. Listen, I thought you better check that measurement. 2 3/4 by 3/4. Let me try that. I think that's right. Okay, so it does depend on what you put down here as to how big you need these paper, you know, like this. So wait a minute. That's pretty good. Then I'm gonna, this is just the happy birthday will be the stopper. So I'm gonna, before I stick it down, I'm gonna sit this here. Let me just see where I need it. Right about there. And that looks like I may get away with just 1 layer instead of 2 on that. So that's good. Maybe the others I would have by the time I got done playing with it, but it was giving me a hard time. So I just want this about there. So I've got a little bit, I don't know if I got that exactly centered, but it's okay. See, and that goes there. Now, the other thing, if you want, whether you do like this and trim that out. Okay, so there, and I did have those ready to pop up. Oop, I think I want this. Actually, can I pick this up? Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. I'm going to move the birthday to the left just a little since this is a little bit big there, like that. So before you stick it down, you may even just want to sit it and see how you like it. So I think I'm going to do just that. I think I'm stopping there. Okay, so there's that. So you can see it sitting up. This one is sitting this is with it's my measurements, okay? So I'm going to show you first. I'm going to set them up like this, and then I will lay them down. Okay, so you can see from the top down, okay, so there's that. And then to lay them down, okay, so there's that. And I will see about taking a picture of them, you know, standing up but from the front, because here I can hold it so that, let me see, does that show properly? We'll try to see if it shows properly on the camera. Kind of. It's harder to see there. Maybe like that. Is that better? Let me just hold it for a second or two and have my, so you have to kind of let the video is behind what I'm doing, so that's why. So there's that one. Here's this one that I had a harder time with. Okay, and then here's the one I just did live with you. If I can get a hold of it here properly. Okay, so I hope you might try that. I hope I didn't make it too confusing for you. I will have the measurements in a comment later, okay, so that you can take a closer look at that. Or if you're watching this later on YouTube, it'll be in the description. All right, so there we go. Thanks so much for watching. Next week, I will be back on Tuesday here on Facebook, and I will be showing this month paper pumpkin. So I hope you'll be able to join me then. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.